This is Platform Media International, PMI Sports. I'm going to tell it, Joe Ehizoge. Welcome you to another edition where we have to examine the life and a professional relationship of coaches around the world. I mean, soccer coaches. It is good to start. It's not always the pleasant end. And so it is that some of the coaches that are welcomed with fanfare to all the clubs are dismissed with ignominy when they show a little bit of non-performance. And with that, let me welcome my very good friend, Opona Yamabo. Opona, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Opona, things are going all right. Professional coaches, the football coaches in Europe, because that's where things are happening. They are welcome to their clubs with fanfare, and as a matter of fact, with big salaries and hope and aspirations. Opponent, any little thing that happens and it's not always in the favor of the teams, especially when they don't perform well, who bears the brunt is the coach. And so it is that Claudio Ranieri comes to mind, and when we discuss the effect of sacking coaches, Claudio Ranieri comes to mind. Because this was a man that was hired and not a lot of people gave him a chance, and he brought the team from oblivion to win the English Premiership. And barely 292 days where he was celebrated on the streets of Leicester City, he was fired. Opponent, what is the thing that is giving the temerity, the utmost temerity to the owners of the club to fire and hire? I know that that's what comes with the job. But opponent, is there no morality again in this job?
I want to thank you for having me. And I want to start by putting it this way. That love is an impermanent tide. And one should be pragmatic to greet its ebbs as one welcomes its flow. When you come in, you're embraced, you're welcome. When it doesn't work anyway, when they say goodbye, you have to embrace it.
We all know that hiring and firing comes with this job. But what I'm talking, when I say morality, is that not a person of Claudio Ranieri. 292 days ago, for today, this man was celebrated. Because, as a matter of fact, when he was hired, nobody gave him a chance. And he brought Leicester City to the world map, center stage. As a matter of fact, last year, FIFA honored him as the best coach in the whole world. And 206 days later, he was fired. Opponent, you played soccer before as a soccer player. Is it the case that even when players are not, why is it the case that when even players are not performing, it is the coach that pays the price?
Because the coach is one man and the player is a bunch. They are a bunch. The coach is one man. So it's easier to get rid of the coach and leave the bunch. You can get rid of the bunch and leave the coach because the coach won't play. That's why sometimes when they weigh their options, they think maybe we should let one man go and keep the bunch.
Then who is the boss? Coaches or players?
You see, coaches are bosses in clubs or in teams, but to certain extent and degree. That's why you see it's so easy. This is what I mean. The coach can tell his board that, look, I want this player. He can say, no, I don't want this player. But at the end of the day, if there is no result, he's going to face the brunt of it.
But opponent, look, we're talking about this because it's the issue of Claudio Ranieri. That's why we brought this issue. After all, we should be examining the Premiership League that's taking place tomorrow. But I consider this an issue that should be addressed. This is a man. Leicester City just came from the Championship division and came to the English Premiership. The same players, apart from N'Golo Kante, that is not in that team, those are the same players he won the English Premiership with. 292 days later, barely a year, he's fired. Now, the question everybody asked me on the street while I'm coming to the studio is, how come the coaches are always paying the price? And more especially when it is alleged that players are sabotaging coaches. I give you an example. The former coach of Chelsea, Jose Mourinho, even mentioned today in the Mail that he was treated with disgrace and disdain when he left Chelsea. Barely 1 year he won the English Premiership. it goes to say, and evidence is proving that now, that in these situations, it's not the coaches who are pulling the strings, and the players are the ones who are in charge.
Not necessarily, but I want to go back. It's something you mentioned. Something I wanted to go there, but you just brought it up. Remember when Mourinho won the league last season? The following season, when he came back, his team performed woefully, and he said something, and nobody took it seriously. He said, "Maybe I trained them so good that they were so good that they can't keep up to that standard this season." Now, nobody is saying that about Claudio Ranieri. These were unknown players. The total amount of that team was under 500,000. Nobody is talking about anything about that. Those players came from nowhere, and he won the league. Now he took them to a height that it was so difficult for them to maintain that. There are no stars there, but it's so difficult to maintain. If under 6 months, 6, 7 months, 8 months, this guy was celebrating, and now that the results, things were not going fine, they just let him off. It shows something, what is really happening in the EPL. Remember when you talk about the commercial side of it, the business side of it, that is what is pushing all this.
It's the business side
of it. Marketing aspect of it, that's what is pushing all this.
So the fans that are following them, global fan base that are following them, including our producer behind the camera, who is paying a lot of money supporting Arsenal, they suffer because they expect, when they spend money a lot, they expect teams to give them what they have. And more especially, they're in tune with the coaches, they're playing good football, and just one season they're not doing well, they fire coaches, and without any kind of deference to the fans who are paying so much to watch the team.
Yeah.
So they're not respecting the fans. And so why should they expect fans' loyalty? Opponent.
But this rule you're saying, it doesn't affect everybody. You get to remember that.
No, you mean everybody?
It doesn't affect every team.
Oh, again, you're going to Arsene Wenger.
Yeah, it doesn't affect every team, because there are some teams that you don't have to win. You don't have to win, and you can still keep your job. So
at least there's something there's something they are tied to Arsene Wenger. It's making a lot of money for them. Again, that's what you meant by the marketing. As long as you are making money, you become a demagogue. You don't get fired.
You see that there is something also in coaching. There is the field work, knowing how to do the job. That's one aspect. The other aspect is managing. The other aspect is pitching.
So who is a perfect coach then? Those who have these three characters.
You can't have the three characters.
Wow.
But if you can possess two,
you're good enough.
You're good enough.
As long as the people at the top of the building.
Yeah. You see, coaching is not necessarily mostly what you know. If you can manage and you have a good pitch, you'll be a good coach, you can win. I saw a lot of that in Nigerian football. I saw that in Malaysia too. Not necessarily what you know. When I say pitching, how you talk to your players, what you say to your players to bring the best out of them, what you say to your players to trust you, what you say to your players to want to play for you.
When things like this happen, why are they signing coaches to long term, like 5-year term and 4-year term, when you know it's a try and error. Try this coach for 2 years. Even the coaches that would think they are safe, they are good, they are not even safe. Jose Mourinho said yesterday that how can Rooney be asking him to play him next season when he's not even sure of being Manchester United by next season. What about Arsene Wenger? Well, that's the only one that his tenure is secure. Whereas Klopp is not even secure. If he doesn't win in Liverpool next season, you're sure he's going to go. What about the coach of Manchester City, Pep Guardiola? If he doesn't win next season, he's out. So why go to long term with coaches when you know that if he's not performing, you're going to fire them? More especially, there's only one prize, and a lot of money is spent on all these team and players, and there's only one prize to win. So you can be sure that every season there must be a casualty.
Yeah, there must be a casualty, but I want to go to Arsenal. We can say whatever we want to say about Arsenal. We can say whatever we want to say about Arsene Wenger. In life, whatever you do in life, you need to be smart when you approach things you want to do. If you say, I want to be a driver, You got to look at that profession and say, what is the advantage there you possess in doing that job that people always look for you in? Arsene Wenger haven't won the league for the past 11 years.
But he made money for Arsenal.
He made money for Arsenal. He put Arsenal in Champions League for all through that time.
And why?
There is
why
something.
the fans,
That's why there
they
is
are
something.
through their nose?
There is something. No matter what you want to say, you remember that. You
hold on
always
to that.
you hold on to that.
So even if you don't win the championship, make money for the team.
He have made Arsenal people think now that that is an achievement.
Oh, great. That's smart manager, right?
That's why I say, so you got your man management or your pitching, you got to have something that people will look up to.
Well, it's not an easy job to be a coach. All of us will agree to that.
No, never
Toughest
easy.
job.
Never easy.
Don't mind the mega millions they earn, but again, it's a job
It
that
can
comes
be.
with heart attack.
They can sign you. It doesn't matter how much. 3 days, 4 days, they can let you go.
Okay, opponent. This week's EPL fixtures: Crystal Palace is at home to Middlesbrough, Hull City hosting Burnley, and Everton is hosting Sunderland. Southampton and Arsenal postponed because of the EFL Championship. West Brom is at home to Bournemouth. Chelsea is hosting Swansea City. So Arsenal and Manchester and Southampton will have another day to settle their scores. And that's where it is, opponent. I don't pity these coaches, and again, we only wish them well. Despite the mega millions, things are not rosy for them. I want to thank you for coming to this program today. As usual, you are giving viewers the insights on what they should expect, and I want to thank you. Guys, viewers, I want to thank you for staying with us. Subscribe to our channel, and catch us on Twitter and Facebook, and online on our website. And again, all the business people that will be calling us, keep calling us because we want to do business with you. Now, the number on the screen, you call that, I will be happy to have you. Thanks to our producer behind the camera and the team of our volunteers who have been doing a good job. I will kindly wish them the best. Our opponent, thank you because I'm a year older. Look at me. Thank God for that, and I want to give God the glory that I'm a year older. I wish you the best. For all of you who signed and send me greetings, I can only say God bless you. With that, I say have a happy night. Bye-bye.